Hi everyone, this is Marita from Spiritual Serenity. I wanted to come on today and speak about what we're going through at this moment, especially with a lot of fears coming up. My guides led me to understand that next year we're going to be doing a lot of fourth dimension work, and the mastery of the 3D is important, especially learning all the lessons and getting rid of all the projections that we have created through our thoughts and our actions. Those are being cleared right now. And it's very important to clear those, because without dealing with the karma or the repercussions of our actions, we cannot go forward. We cannot go to the next level. We have to wrap up everything in this level. So a lot of us are going through all these situations where you either consciously go through what's within and go through the wounds, start healing them, or they're going to start manifesting as literally fears or real life situations where you have to deal with it. So one of the most important things that you have to remember is anything that is happening in your life, any situation that comes up, is a result of a deep fear that you need to get over, or a lesson that needs to be learned. Whatever the thoughts you have, you create something out of them. Any thought you have, any action you take, especially the consistent thoughts that you have, they project things into being. And the universe doesn't really differentiate between the good and the bad, because it's just energy. And we live in a dual world. Earth is full of duality. So let's say you have a conflict with someone, it's to learn a specific lesson. There's a learning in there. The moment you learn, or you realize, or you stand up for yourself, or you speak up for yourself, or you make the right decision in alignment to your true self, it's finished. That doesn't happen anymore. That whole situation just disappears, unless they want to retest you. So it's like that. It's just everything is a manifestation of the reality that you've created. So when we look at that, let's say you're going through something right now and you just can't bear it. The reason why you can't bear it is because you are refusing to acknowledge it. You're suppressing it. You're not allowing that fear to come up. That fear anything that comes up as a thought, a feeling, or sensation in your body, in your being, you have to let them come up. You have to acknowledge it, because it is a result of something. It is something important that's coming up. Let it come up. And treat it with love and respect. Let it come up. And then see what it is. Feel into it. And this is why spending time alone is important. Spending time in meditation and spending time really focusing on your body, getting to know your body and yourself is important, because when this is coming up and you focus on it a little bit, it'll reveal itself to you. And usually you'll find that that thing that's coming up is because of a fear that you have. And you may not notice it right away, you may not get it right away, just keep focusing on it. There might be a tension in your heart area or your throat area or anywhere. Just focus on it and see, what is this? A thought comes up, and just ask yourself, why am I having this thought? Where's this thought coming from? And then your body will reveal it, where it's coming from. It's either out of your fears, or it could be you're feeling someone else's. It doesn't matter, it'll come up, and then just let it wash over you. That's exactly what it is. Just let it move through you. Just let it travel, and just focus on it, and just feel it, and see why is it there, what is it doing. Not in a tensed way, not in a unwelcoming way. You have to welcome that. You have to treat it with love, because everything and anything that you feel is something that you're learning. There's something that you're experiencing. You cannot refuse to experience something negative and and want to experience only positive things. It doesn't work that way, because we're living in a dual world. It's duality everywhere. If there's day, there's going to be night. If there's a female, there's going to be a male. There is duality everywhere. This experience, you cannot refuse to acknowledge anything dark or something that makes you feel uncomfortable. And the very reason that you must face these uncomfortable situations or feelings, because when you heal or come out of those, there's something more rewarding for you. The whole point of a human life is to go through the trials, the tribulations, the joys, the victories, everything, because it's a mixed pot. So when you let it come up, when you treat it with respect and gentleness, you're going into that feminine nurturing energy, and you're allowing your body to express itself. And then if it needs to be healed, or if it's something that comes up and you're like, oh, this is because of this fear, you realize it and you release it, you let it go. And you figure out a way to heal that fear or face that fear. Usually the most important thing is that your willingness to face it, your willingness to go through with it, thinking, I have all the tools I need to get through this, is the most important part. You just realizing that takes care of the biggest part of that lesson. And it just disappears. You'll see it just disappears, because fears are like projected illusions. And the moment you face it, you see the truth, or you see through it, it disappears. And I know right now, I've had to deal with a lot of it. Last week, I saw all these dreams, all these, prophetic or premonition dreams. And I know how it's gonna turn out to be, like my future. And what I saw last week began to worry me. And sometimes when you're learning your lessons, your guides step back, and you have to make the decisions. You have to figure out what you want to do, what is the right path. And it was very difficult, but I kept my faith, and I decided whatever comes, I have all the tools. I've learned so many things so far, and so have you. You all have learned so many things so far, and we have everything that we need. We have everything that we need to get through that. Otherwise, we wouldn't be presented with something. We're never presented with something that we cannot handle. It's just your willingness and your readiness. It's not that it's difficult. It's not that you cannot get over it, but your willingness and your readiness to face it is the most important. Your faith is being tested. It's not like you actually have to go through that situation, but your faith is sometimes being tested. That brings me to another topic: faith and trust. If you don't have faith in the universe, you have to build it. If you do not trust, you have to find a way to trust. Find something or find a way to trust. Build it little by little, because what you are projecting is what you're attracting. You have to sometimes give people the benefit of the doubt, and you have to give them the trust. Through your energy field, give them the trust before you can receive trust. And I had to go through this too. There was a time, especially when I went through the dark night of the soul, where my trust in everything just shattered. Like, I had no idea what to trust, who to trust, and my trust in the universe, my trust in God, my trust in the source, the spirit, whatever you call it was just gone. I couldn't trust my guides anymore. I just couldn't even trust myself anymore. And that's something that you have to rebuild. Everything, your stability was shattered through life experiences. You have to rebuild these things that you don't have, that was broken or taken away from you. You have to rebuild them. Persevering through these trials and tribulations gets you to a place where you enjoy your joy and your victories. So find something or someone that you can trust, at least trust in God. For example, let's say you want something, like something that you really want to have. It doesn't have to be big, it could be something simple. Just give the trust, 100% trust to the universe or God, and know that it's going to work out. Ask for it, pray, or make intentions. Do whatever you do, whatever the method that you use to manifest, do that. And continuously affirm. And just trust, 100% trust without expecting anything. And that's the only way to rebuild your trust, because you have to really work with what you have, work with the universal forces to come to that vibration where you are trusting again. You have to be able to trust that someone will catch you when you fall. Because without that, there's no confidence. There's no confidence in your journey. You're still lost. And you cannot afford to be lost at this point. You don't know who to trust. You don't know what sources to trust. Well, you got to really work on building that connection within yourself, first of all, so you can trust yourself. And start doing small actions to show yourself that you can trust you. And 100% trust others and give them the benefit of the doubt. And if they really show that they cannot be trusted, well, that's okay. You still know that from your side you gave your trust. Don't worry about what other people are doing, just worry about yourself. Because when you really correct yourself and your perception and your thinking patterns, whatever that manifests into your life changes too. So these are the things that I wanted to share, because I think these are the common themes that are going on. And these are the things that I had to learn and overcome. That's what I wanted to share, and thank you so much. This is Marita.